A number of teams being stranded in India after their T20 World Cup tournaments came to an end was not something that was on anyone's bingo cards. However, it is something that did happen thanks in no small part to the war situation that has engulfed Middle Asia, involving, of course, USA and Israel on one side and Iran on the other. The resultant disturbances have meant that airspace and air travel has been disrupted for a lot of teams, and 3 teams had actually found themselves stranded in India after their tournament had ended. The England team, there was South Africa, as well as the West Indies. However, despite the fact that England's tournament came to an end well after both of these other teams in West Indies and South Africa, there were more than a few eyebrows raised when it was confirmed that the ICC chartered flights, remember the ICC had stepped in to ensure that chartered flights would be able to take these guys out of India, took England first. Now, England were the team that saw their tournament end very recently, whereas South Africa and West Indies had been waiting for a few days prior. So to say that that went down like a lead balloon amongst a lot of people, well, it'll be putting it politely, but it's not just fans on social media who are angry about this. This is something that a lot of people associated with either South Africa, West Indies, and even England have spoken out against. So let's take a look at what it is that people are saying, starting with this interesting Instagram story from Quinton de Kock, where he said that it's funny, ICC, we have heard nothing. Meanwhile, England are leaving before us somehow. West Indies and Proteas men CSA are just in the dark. Strange how different teams have more pull than others. Now, if you think this is hard, there is no other reason why most people would assume that this is happening, considering that the West Indies and South Africa have been in India longer, or been stranded in India longer. If there were to be any chartered flight given, it should ideally be given to these teams first because they've been waiting much longer. England can wait a day or two. Their tournament just came to an end. That is the thought process, and it's a fair thought process. Even David Miller and current West Indies coach Darren Sammy found it within them to speak out against what they felt was a clear injustice. Taking to Instagram to comment under a post, this is what David Miller had to say. He said, "Funny that England gets eliminated after the West Indies and South Africa and gets on a charter back home tonight, while West Indies and South Africa are still waiting for answers in Kolkata." To that comment, Darren Sammy replied saying, "A little louder for those in the back to hear, please, sir." Now, what this means is that South African David Miller is saying that, listen, how is this happening? Why is this fair? And Darren Sammy has said that, listen, say it louder. Others need to be hearing this out. And again, so blatant is this injustice that even a former English captain is going out and saying that this is actually unfair. That person, of course, is Michael Vaughan, who said this. He said that so England got knocked out on Thursday and they get a charter home today. The West Indies go out last Sunday and are still in Kolkata. South Africa are in the same position. That's where the power is all wrong. All teams in this situation should be treated the same. Just because you are more powerful at the ICC table shouldn't count. Hashtag just saying. Now, again, as I said, things are bad when even an Englishman is saying that, listen, this is unfair. This is something that shouldn't be happening. Of course, we're also now waiting to hear that the South African and West Indies teams will get to leave India come Tuesday, which means that at least there's some sort of definitive timeline that has been given to them and saying, listen, by this time next week, you will be out. The real question is why it is that they've had to wait in the first place. How is it that a chartered flight wasn't first given to either the West Indies or South Africa? In fact, West Indies should have got it first, considering they got knocked out of the Super 8s. After that, it should have been South Africa, and after that, England, because both those other teams had already been waiting longer. It's definitely a farcical situation, not helped by the ICC, clearly playing favourites in this case. You can let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this matter, and don't forget, as always, to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon. Follow us also on social media. We're at Instagram, X, and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.